fucking acute find out that he's actually a magician.
Time to find out that the person we're working the trial with is actually a complete fucking moron.
Ah, bro.
Yeah, welcome back to Phoenix, right? Welcome back to Russ losing his monetization in the first minute of the recording, except he doesn't monetize the videos. Oh, great. We're starting off immediately with bad, shitty frame rates.
Well, we do want to start with the court so we can fuck everything up.
Court's now back in session. Defendant, please step up to the witness stand.
Trucy Wright, magician. I was Trucy Wright.
You're Trucy. We'll cover them as we get them. I'm Apollo. You're a lot of people.
So once again, I'm everyone in the case except for... Dude, this never ends. Don't worry, once you get Maya, then you'll be Maya as well. Here comes the liar, the deceitful witch.
Oh, the murderer in jail.
That girl's 17 years old and I want her dead. Boo!
Whoa, we don't want to see you on any stage.
Jesus Christ, order in the gallery, or I will have you all thrown out in the spot.
Oh, what's with all the hecklers?
You already know what's with all the hecklers, Apollo, you
Dude, they
idiot.
came to your fucking office with pitchforks.
Bet they're the fans Mr. Retton has invited.
What a grade A jerk. Well, he's not gonna psych us out.
Now then, Miss Wright. This court would like to know if you switched from the steel sword to a rubble run on stage. So please testify about this issue.
I will say that I wasn't,
She's just trying to cry quick as you get with your magic.
Hurry up and convict her already.
Give me that penalty!
It was a little bit more even last time because I was, Bonnie and Betty both, so there was a lot of me, but now that they're gone, it's, a bit less.
Now I'm Mr. Retinas. I'm, the prosecutor. Naruto Sand Machine.
Percy,
Both
Athena,
the girls.
Court,
And
or
the
judge.
court. And the judge. Don't worry, you're Apollo, though.
I'm Apollo, though.
Silence, all of you. I won't tell you all again. Mr. Wright, do you feel able to testify? This song makes me horny!
Yes, I'm fine, Your Honor.
Percy, I knew I shouldn't have let her go through with this.
I'd like to make a small request. How about instead of testifying with words, I show you exactly what happened. Would that be alright, Your Honor? You can witness my stupendous sword-switching magic and judge for yourselves.
In spite of everything, she's still smiling.
Is that what the gallery was just complaining about?
Our Trucy's amazing, isn't she?
She sure is. She's doing just fine up there.
She said 3 words. Come on. Stop stroking her cock that hard.
A true entertainer always keeps a smile on their face. She's faithfully following the true Primare's creed even now.
God, I wish I could say 3 lines and have you all, like, stroking my cock for 5 minutes. That'd
Yo,
be
if
great.
you're gone for 3 days, we think you're dead. It really is something else.
It's showtime for magical girl Trucy Wright. Watch carefully now, everyone.
Well, this is a bit of a different testimony.
Stupendous sword switch.
Ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention on this sword. Allow me to demonstrate just how sharp this blade truly is.
Brick apple.
See that? No tricks or gimmicks. A very sharp sword indeed. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, watch as I take this sword and...
She starts fucking killing all the
Stab
gallery.
myself with it. I commit suicide.
Presto, sordo. There, I've switched it. And now...
It is clearly a different sword.
Hup!
You've got,
As you can
iron...
see, the blade is not steel,
balls.
but rubber.
You could bend a metal sword like that, too, but...
A little hard.
I guess, no, that's like more of a broadsword. That's like... But like a katana, you can do that with pretty easily. for instance.
Okay, well, a katana is specifically made to be like, that's a fucking pommel sword.
Yeah.
Bravo, Miss Wright.
Wow! She switched him in a flash! She totally could have killed him with that!
I couldn't see her do it at all. She's completely turned the room around. Somehow. Bloodthirsty people don't give up that easily.
The hecklers are being drowned out by all the cheering.
Where did the steel sword vanish to, Miss Wright?
Her
Or to
ass?
deepen our understanding of the case, please tell us if you would. I'm not asking out of mere curiosity, just so you know.
I usually hide the steel swords backstage and I switch them during the show.
So when you thrust the rubber sword into the coffin, the steel sword wasn't even on stage but behind the curtain?
Exactly. So you see, there is a trick and a gimmick to it after all. As for where the steel sword went when I performed the trick just now, it's a secret. Wouldn't want to spoil the magic for you now, would I?
Her magic panties.
Whoa!
That's where they went.
That's our Chusey.
Yeah. Still. Miss Wright? That part where you spun around. That's an actual part of the sword switching trick you do for the show, right?
Right. The other parts, like the apple, were just to help with my explanation here in court.
That's funny. I think I found an inconsistency in her testimony. Huh? I didn't notice anything. And it looks like I'm not the only one.
He only realized it after I realized it.
Yeah. He saw us react and then he went, oh, I get it now.
Now I'll
I
let
don't know
him
what
explain it, and then I'll act like I knew it the whole time.
I don't know what it's doing there. But now that I've found it, I have to get to the bottom of it. I hope he gets more competent.
Now then,
But
Mr.
I also
Justice,
hope he
you may
doesn't.
go ahead and question the witness. But try not to use dumb questions that spoil this wonderful magic.
I thought this was supposed to be my cross-examination.
Do we have to watch her spin?
Well, that is what Apollo pointed out.
How many times do we get to watch her just... Oh, that was kind of lame.
You can make her do all the animations over and over. Does she? Yep, she'll throw it again. Eh. Imagine being Trucy in this case. Like, whenever you cross-examine, they have to repeat all that shit over and over. But being Trucy, she has to sit here and perform this trick, like, fucking 80 times.
Even though she explained how she does it, I still can't see her do it. It blows me away no matter how many times I watch.
Yeah, me too, but... Did you not notice anything about the way Trucy moves during the trick?
You mean like her movements?
I don't get it. What's the real story, Trucy?
Well, let's see what she does in the film. I don't think she spins. Does she?
Can we actually even watch the film? I can't remember if that was allowed.
We can. I think they took it. Is that considered superfluous evidence? You fuckers
It's the
took
show
away...
footage. It's the disc right there.
Oh, there it is.
Middle one.
Okay. Wish there was a fast forward button. But it's always worth it to see more Bonnie.
But yeah,
Betty.
did she? Well, that one's Bonnie. No, that one's Bonnie because Betty was understage. Yeah.
Good.
Also, does she spin? I feel like she just appears with the rubber sword. Yeah, yeah. Look,
Game's
I like
not
you,
liking
Bonnie.
this. The frame is actually taking a shit.
There goes Mr. Hat up into the rafters. And then...
We're watching the
Yeah,
shit. at
that's the
half
rubber sword. She didn't spin. She already has the rubber sword.
Maybe she does spin. That'd be awkward.
I mean, in this particular show footage, she did not spin. Maybe she spun in the smoke? I don't fucking know. We didn't see it, though.
Where'd the sword
Unless she
even
doesn't
go?
know. She threw it in the bucket right there. But that was actually animated. She did that.
And they're dead.
Hooray.
Does the sword change in any way? A very sharp sword indeed.
See, she did that. What she just did there, she did do. When she spins like that, she never did that.
Yeah.
That did happen.
That happened, yes. I saw her do that. That was like before she stabbed the sword.
Yeah. So she never actually spinned. Oops. I did it again. I mess with my friend.
I've had it up to here, Apollo. You're probably repressing all the rest of them, and we're getting annoyed. Can you listen quietly like a big boy?
Sorry about that. Got a little too worked up.
Apollo. Now, boys and girls, watch carefully, and please don't kick the seat in front of you. I will now take this sword, and I guess you're not allowed to press any of this shit.
I don't even know that. Yeah, I don't even think you press. You might use the show footage here, but then, like, I don't know. Because, like, she doesn't spin. And Apollo made special note of, like, did you spin during the trick? And she said yes.
Yeah.
But
She didn't spin during the show.
Objection!
that's... Yep. Miss Wright, there's something I'd like to confirm with you.
What is it, Apollo?
There seems to be a discrepancy between the way you performed the trick for us just now and the way it appears in the show footage.
What? But that can't be. I performed it exactly the same way both times.
What's going on here? Miss Wright, I have the show footage right here,
Yeah, please don't actually play it because the frames start to shit when you play it.
and the part where you twirl your cape around is missing from it.
What? But I did it.
So, it really is the exact moment you switched the swords?
Yeah, that's right.
I knew it.
Exactly as you said. Well, I certainly never expected the defense to expose the accused lie for me. Mr. Justice, does this mean that you're arguing that the defendant did not swap the sword during the actual magic show?
Well, my argument is that she had the plastic sword from the start. You can literally see that in the footage, but whatever. No, Your Honor, that wasn't my intention. I mean...
I did swap them. I know I did. I'm absolutely sure of it.
Human memory is unreliable at best, but in this case, I'm afraid that it is the witness herself who cannot be trusted.
We can see the footage for ourselves. The claims of this witness are false.
But
Oh, is he gonna do it? No.
Now that it has been proven that the accused did not swap the sword, it means that the use of the steel sword to pierce this coffin was wholly intentional. Girk. And by the way, was it not you, Mr. Justice, who argued that Mr. Ruse's death was not an accident but murder? I assume you have no objections to that still. It was, after all, your own assertion.
The defense,
the defense objection to you. The defense has an objection to you, Mr. Apollo Justice. I demand you withdraw the discrepancy you pointed out now.
But there is a discrepancy. It must mean something. I'm sure of it.
But the defense team can't save their spat until the court is adjourned. I'm eating my Doritos. Now after this debate, seems to come back around to the original argument. The defendant knew about the prank plan that would place the victim inside the coffin. What's more, the defendant did not perform the sword-switching trick on stage.
2 actions, I'm afraid I've come to see the true intentions of the accused. Nice.
Her murderous intentions. It's such a shame.
But I did switch the swords, I swear.
You're knee-deep in it now, Justice. Yeah, it's nice to hear about your gallery. If you could just fuck off. I see, I get to talk. Excuse me.
Hi, Bonnie. Welcome back.
Let's see, you are... Which one again? Benny? Oh, that's not right. Body?
It's Bonnie. You were mixing the 2 names together, Your Honor.
Oh, pardon me. Do you have something you wish to say, Bonnie?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to testify.
About what?
About
You already
what?
testified like 30 minutes ago.
The more I think about it, the less possible it seems. I don't believe Trucy killed Mr. Ruse. Bonnie? Hey, what's the big idea?
Nice, we'll get more of this.
Such an incredibly gifted and talented magician. Would never commit murder. I refuse to believe it. I also like how she does a little side eye to like check. What are you talking about, you harebrained hare? You just keep your trap shut. I got a bag of baby carrots for you, so chew on those and pipe down. No, I won't be quiet.
I want to see her shove her back. Come on, do it, Bonnie. You can do it.
Come on, stand up for yourself, Bonnie. What's the matter with you? Didn't you hear me?
I just want to see her, like, full-on push her off stage.
Tracy said something to me once.
I can't remember what it is. My shoulder hurts too bad to think about it.
Huh? She said, no matter how scared you get, no matter how mean people are to you, like now, for instance, you can't give in or give up. That's what being a professional magician is all about. Isn't that right, Trucy?
That's right, Bonnie.
How many people are on this stand, by the way? 3 people at least? Jeez. I've always been afraid to stand up to Betty, afraid to defy her, so I did what she said.
And rightfully so. She pulls out a fucking pipe and starts beating her with it.
But when I saw Trucy today, she gave me strength.
She's gonna try and trick us. Yeah, we already went through this. Come on.
Yeah, well,
Come
hurry
on.
up, guys. Come on. Give her a death penalty, yeah. And that guy's the best.
How about give me my frames back? Thanks. I'd like to make a small request. How about instead of testifying with words, I'll show you exactly what happened. Would that be alright, Your Honor? She was so brave back then.
That was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but it really changed my life.
My outlook on life changed because she performed a trick. Seeing her courage, the way she kept smiling despite everything. She's just incredible. So I'm not gonna run away. I'm scared, but for once, I'm going to be brave.
Dude, somebody fucking died. Can you guys, like, stop interrupting this for your own fucking personal story? Someone got fucking stabbed with a sword.
I don't mind them coming to the stand, Russ. They're my favorite characters in this trial. They're great.
Oh, absolutely. I love Bonnie and Betty.
What have you done to my sister Trucy, Wright? You've practically brainwashed her.
It's the power of Trucy's conviction. That's what it is. It touched Bonnie's heart.
Yeah, Trucy really is one magical girl.
Boy, you don't even have to fucking do anything to get, like, ounces and ounces of praise.
Bonnie, is the top of your testimony related to that thing that was bothering you?
That was my testimony. I just wanted to suck Trucy's cock for another 5 minutes.
I wanted to say that I'll stand up to Betty, but not really do it? The thing you tried to tell us about in the lobby during the recess? Yes, ever since I saw the show footage, something's been nagging at me. Not exactly sure what it is, but something is off. I feel like something about it is different from what I saw on the stage.
What do you mean by that, Bonnie?
I wonder if what was shown on TV is really the same as what happened on stage.
Of course it is. The show has only ever been performed once, after all. It can't show anything other than what has happened on the stage yesterday.
But Bonnie's testimony deserves our attention. We have to examine the show footage.
But what can we check it against? Do you have some other footage of the show?
Well, I have some show footage.
Thanks for withholding evidence,
do?
Bonnie.
Well, everybody does it, Ross. It's nothing special.
Yeah.
One of the TV station's cameramen said he was a fan of mine. He kept his camera on me throughout the entire show. And then, afterwards, he gave me the footage he shot as a present. He took a copy back to his, place, and he's probably using it for questionable things, but I don't worry about that. He did? To tell you the truth, I thought it was kind of creepy, so I was just gonna get rid of it. Rightfully so, honestly.
Hold it. Please submit that footage to court. You have to understand, the same exact thing happened to Trucy with the other cameraman.
Yo, this camera crew, I mean, I know that the reason why they were filming Trucy was because, it's supposed to be a prank show, but still creepy as all fuck.
Oh, then let's take a look at this new footage. Great, it's gonna lag even more. Alright, well,
at least we get a nice...
this one's better.
Ah, yeah. I mean, I can't complain. Like a backstage camera. Dude, do we get Bonnie ass? This is just pervy as fuck. This is just, basically fan service camera angles for Bonnie. Zoom in on that ass. There you go.
Where are those cards? Where'd those come from?
Yeah, the cards were not in the other footage. The only thing that we got to see there was cards, though. It's kind of shitty footage. Wow. Okay, then.
He really did just keep his camera on Bonnie the whole time, didn't he? I think this cameraman needs to keep his personal feelings out of his work. Oh, defense, do you still believe this new show footage is worth inspecting?
Of course I do.
Okay, so how are we gonna go about this?
Let's try comparing the two. We just might find an inconsistency between them.
An inconsistency, huh?
Yes, the two pieces of footage are of the same scene, so they should match up. But Bonnie felt there was something off about the original footage. So we'll pick out what's the difference between whatever.
I don't know what Bonnie found on stage. Or strange.
Exactly. Plus, we may figure out why the original didn't show the sword switching trick. Your Honor, the defense would like to compare these two pieces of show footage.
Very well, I will allow it. What a waste of time.
It literally isn't. You would never have this other video come up and they wouldn't compare it.
Apollo, do you know how to compare the two pieces of footage?
No, I've never done it before. It's so... What?
I'll give you a little lesson then. Use the buttons on the bottom screen to operate the playback. When you want to speed through, touch the fast forward A button.
Why wasn't that always an option?
And if you want to go back, touch the rewind button. If you want to halt the playback, you can press the pause button. Oh, and by the way, if you fast forward to rewind when the playback is paused, you can do a slow frame-by-frame playback.
Okay, so how do I switch between the two videos?
Just touch the switch camera button on the top left. Now if you find a difference between the two pieces of footage, put the cursor over what's different and present X to the court.
Thanks, Athena. You really know your stuff.
Not really. I just gave it some gusto and started spouting whatever thought came into my mind, and I guess somehow I'm a living tutorial.
Not really. I just happen to know how to watch a video. What? I sure hope she guessed right. Anyway, let's give it a try. I mean, this just should have been an option from the get-go, but yeah, I mean... So...
Alright.
The only thing we really saw different was cards. And maybe we're just stupid and we didn't see it before on the other footage.
Now wait. Now let's go frame by frame.
It was right about...
A little bit of
right after it
ass.
zoomed in on her ass. There you go.
Yeah, what's up with the cards? I got some questions here, Your Honor.
Well, check the other footage
Ah,
before you
fuck.
present it, just to make sure that there's not cards on the other screen. Because you can just... Yeah, there's no cards. Those aren't even synced up. Not really. Yeah. This is it right here. Take a good look at this scene and compare it to the video shot from the front.
Oh, the playing cards don't appear in the video shot from the front.
Hey, you're right. What's going on here?
That's right. What can you tell us about these playing cards?
Oh, those? They're the cards I throw when I do the sword switching trick.
What?
Mr. Justice, does this mean?
Yes, it means the sword switching trick
Was cut out of the other tape. Yep.
was cut from the TV show footage. I mean, obviously.
That's what I
Mr.
think.
Redden's a pro. Of
Yeah.
course he did that.
So the footage was edited. That's why it was also partly so zoomed in on her.
Yeah. Yes, with malicious intent.
That is absurd. Well, we must get to the bottom of this right away. Bailiff, the TV station might still have the unedited footage. Go see what you can find out.
But I'm still trying to catch 6 rabbits and a bat!
Sure, add it to the list, Your Honor.
Oh, somebody lagged to say hold it. Is it Larry Butts?
No, it's
No,
Rashad.
it's Len's, obviously. I just saw, like, stupid shoes. I assumed Larry. It's you.
Oh, hold up, Your Honor. This is all just a big misunderstanding. Believe you me. Give a guy a chance to defend himself before you start pointing fingers. And who might you and who might you be? Right. Sorry about that. Got ahead of myself there. Here's my business card. Charmed to make your acquaintance, Your Honor. Oh, well, how very polite of you. It's lovely to meet you, Prosecutor Sand Machine. Please take my card.
Oh, also to prove to M that I can say it, Nyahuta Sadmadhi. Right, there you go. She was saying that none of us knew how to say the name.
Yeah, we've said Nayuta Saimati.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
She was like, y'all can't pronounce it right. And I'm like, no, we did.
If she thinks Naruto Sand Machine is an honest attempt to say the name.
Well, no, it isn't that. She said that even when like we were trying to say it, we were saying it wrong. And I'm like, maybe, but I think that at least once or twice we've said it correctly.
It's a fake bullshit name. It's not real.
Yeah, she literally was like, yeah, but you were saying it wrong. And I was like, I don't give a shit. Look at his name. Why do I care about saying it correctly?
That's like saying, you're saying not enough bows when you say bo 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 bo. It's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, officer. A business
His
card.
name isn't
Ah,
even a
yes.
funny pun.
I read about this custom among businessmen in this country. Maybe it is a pun and we just don't know what it is because we're idiots. I've even familiarized myself with various replies. How do you do, good sir? Or, what's crack-a-lackin', homie, for example.
Oh, you're from Take-Two TV, are you, witness? Come to think of it, I believe I've seen you on television before.
Oh, that's what television is. Yes, I forgot that existed. Yes, Roger Rightness, otherwise known as the Ratings Rajah. He's a TV producer and appears on many of his own shows as of late. He is best known for his catchphrase, "Hang loose, baby."
Oh, my loins just got moist from hearing you do that. Do it again. Hang loose, Judge Baby. Nice courtroom you've got up here. It was much less sexy under your voice.
You turn into the fucking, like, somebody from the Beatles when you say hang loose, but then other than that, it sounds nothing like...
Hang loose, baby. I never thought I'd get to meet you in person. The prosecutor Sandman. How do you know so much about him? In preparation for the show, I watched all of the shows.
All of them?
I found the ratings for Ja Goes to Burger Barn of particular interest. It inspired me to visit that restaurant straight away to learn more about the local cuisine. What? You went to Burger Barn?
Would have thought.
You must have really wanted to try it, huh, buddy? Because that line, whew. Compared to my aesthetic training, an hour's wait is nothing. I recommend the Southwestern burger with jalapeno jack cheese, by the way.
So what's happening right now?
I'm having a real hard time picturing him in line for burgers.
Near him, Prosecutor Sand Man Gan. I should have taken the time to come up with a list of funny, stupid pun names for him, but I didn't.
Ah.
Alright, Zuper, start making them up. Unexpected enthusiasm for food aside. Mr. Retina, what is this misunderstanding you mentioned? Well, for starters, it's true that the footage was edited. It's also true that Zuper doesn't get any lines. You'll get your hands on this anyway, so I might as well show you the unedited footage.
Bonnie and Betty came back just to shit on you making that statement, but only for like 2 minutes, really.
It's a pretty long video, so I'll just show you the part with the playing cards. You can see the cards when Trucy spins around, so keep your eyes peeled.
I mean, at least you're now showing or spinning around. That's a start. Why did you edit it out, though?
Edited for time.
That seems dangerous. The way those cards came out, dude, somebody in the fucking audience got smacked in the face with a playing card.
Did you see the part that was cut where Trucy switched the swords? She spins around and the playing cards go flying. Everything like it's supposed to be. Then it seems the defendant really did swap swords during the trick.
Which means the sword Miss Wright tossed into the coffin was the rubber one. In other words, Miss Wright couldn't have killed Mr. Ruse.
Hang on there, you see, that's the first misunderstanding right there.
What do you mean?
Well, Trucy definitely did swap swords, as you saw. So yeah, maybe she didn't kill Mr. Ruse when she stabbed the coffin. But that just means he was killed after he showed up pretending to be a corpse.
What? I guess, maybe. So you're saying up until that point, everything was going according to the script.
That's right. Then we dropped a giant-ass dragon on top of him. He died instantly. So you're admitting you're the killer. Scratch that part from
the dragon
record.
fell, and then Trucy ran in and stabbed him.
With the dragon.
For...
Fuck you.
Well, the dragon didn't actually fall on top of him,
Yeah,
though.
I know.
But...
That's definitely what we thought happened in the first place.
Yeah, at first we thought that that's what fucking killed him, but... if that's true, then when and how exactly do you think he was killed?
Well, it was after the dragon set piece came crashing down.
And why did it come crashing down? What, did Trucy have a fucking accomplice backstage?
Yeah, say Trucy murdered Mr. Ruse when she was hidden from view behind the set piece. I mean, we know why. It's because it was part of the fucking prank show. She could have easily done it behind that huge dragon, or no one would be any the wiser.
Well, no, the dragon falling had nothing to do with the prank show. The prank show was just...
They mentioned that was part of the prank show.
I see, indeed. There is a ring of truth to your assertion. You bet. Plus, there's a suspicious-looking shadow in the footage, too. Store the end of the footage just before the dragon hits the stage. Might be easier to just, see it for yourselves. Yeah, we noticed that, immediately.
Well, we noticed the shadow a bit earlier than this one. This is a later on shadow.
I love that yeesh face she does.
That's a different... Well, I mean, that's the same shadow, but that's at a different point in the video than when we noticed it. Still, it's Mr. Hat.
It's only for a split second, so it's hard to catch, but look at here.
It's clearly Mr. Hat. It's the shape of him.
This suspicious shadow must be Trucy. She's using the steel sword she hid behind the curtain during the trick to kill the victim.
And what, she flew off? She stabbed him, then flew into the rafters?
Now that you mention it, I suppose it does look that way. She does look rather like a hawk in flight.
What? How did she fly?
I don't know. Ask,
Witness.
like, the other 5 fucking people who have stood in this courtroom how they flew.
I don't know, man. This witness is just trying to ram his theory down our throats, Your Honor. And that's not all. Aren't we forgetting that the witness willfully edited the sword switch out of the footage?
Hey, you see? There's your second misunderstanding right there. Your Honor, would you mind if I testified about it? I've seen people testify on TV, and I've always wanted to give it a shot. That would be fine with me. Prosecutor Sandalit.
Salandit, not Salant. Shut up.
This is quite unexpected. It threatens to disrupt the climatic course of this case. Hey, lighten up, pretty boy. You're gonna like what I got to say. I guarantee it. Very well. However, if you do anything to impede the last rites of the victim, I will have you removed. All right. With Prosecutor Sand Machine's permission, please give us your testimony, Mr. Retinas. Not your retinas. The ratings was ja. Now, Kaiser of the courtroom. I'm taking over the floor, so listen up, loyal viewers. It's meant to be edited, I tell you. Scenes are spliced together and the long or boring scenes are cut out. All the stations edited footage this way. Wasn't like it was done maliciously or something. It was just a coincidence that particular scene was cut. Wasn't intentional. Or what? You got some kind of proof that I had some ulterior motive for editing that footage? Yeah, I bet you don't have that. I see. So you're saying it was coincidence that the sword swapping scene was cut? Yeah, that's right. Glad you got the picture.
One of the more exciting scenes in that trick, though. What a weird one to cut out. Coincidence? That's just a little too convenient, if you ask me.
Ooh, an objection. How cool. Sure packs a lot more punch when you hear it live. Do it again. I want to get another shot from a different angle.
My objection is not for your entertainment.
I'd argue that it kind of is.
It kind of is. He didn't.
And cut. There, I got some good stuff there. Mr. Retina's filming is prohibited inside the courthouse. Whoops, my bad, Judge. And if the defense has an issue, it can put it out during its cross-examination.
In the history of cross-examinations, a witness has never gone, if you have some kind of proof, I dare you to present it. And it doesn't, and it turns out well. Really? I've never heard anybody say that.
It's common knowledge in the TV world.
Oh, yeah.
You got any idea what a snooze cruise it'd be to watch a magic show without editing? A magic show like that one, anyway.
That was ice cold.
Anyway, editing's what makes TV worth watching. Sometimes. I don't know what editing is, as someone who has not edited ever in my life.
You have edited.
What?
For
no, never.
For like,
never happened.
you know, some things.
Yeah, no, I've edited, but like...
Not in years, granted.
No,
not
in
really.
year I have actually edited pretty recently-ish. Some stuff occasionally.
I have truly never edited. I have done live editing for my videos sometimes. Like if I know there's a joke that I want to make somewhere in the session, I might prepare something. But like other than that, I don't.
Not only do I just not have the time to edit, it's just not something fun to do. So it's.
Oh no, that's why all those YouTubers they hire editors. Why would they want to fucking edit? Anyway, are you saying you thought they were boring? There were boring scenes in Mrs. Wright's magic show?
But then you see people like Brutamus. I guarantee he edits his own videos.
Oh, he does. He talks about it on his streams.
That script and presentation deserves a place on the cutting room floor. Broadcasting that mess as is would have been a complete disaster. That's why I added the footage. It's just what a TV man does.
What didn't you like about the show exactly?
The whole thing. It's a major snooze fest. Maybe common folk like you don't get it. But a show's only as good as how loud, flashy, and trashy it is.
Well, you know, the sad reality is that ratings confirm that in real life, so...
Sadly.
It was plenty loud and flashy on its own. All you did was add the trash.
I suppose each industry has its own way of doing things. Just as we in the legal profession focus exclusively on evidence and testimony. Exactly. Whether it's showbiz or the legal biz, we gotta do what we gotta do to get our job done. Anyway, editing footage is just a matter of course in the TV industry. All the stations edit footage this way. It
wasn't done maliciously, huh?
It's not
But
done.
I get the distinct impression that you bear feelings of ill will towards the Trooper Mare.
What makes you think that?
The things that you yourself have said.
You'll see. I'll dig up the dirt and expose the dark heart behind that sweet smile. I'll prove the Gamari magicians are all a bunch of lowlives.
Hearsay. I also get the impression that you felt this way for a long time.
Words such as those can be interpreted in many different ways. For example, though I bear the defense no ill will, I would not hesitate to say that he is a good-for-nothing lout of a lawyer.
You bear me no ill will. Could have fooled me.
And yet it is the truth. I'm always strict on you as it seems you have strayed from the path. If you have any objections, Mr. Justice, please make your case with evidence in the future. Mr. Retinas, please continue your testimony.
Of all the scenes you could have cut, why the sword switching trick? That seems like too much of a coincidence to me.
Oh, so now you're gonna tell me I'm supposed to edit my programs, big shot? Or how? It's hard being the boss, kid. You gotta make the tough choices, like which content gets cut.
Let me ask you this. Why exactly did you make such a tough choice in this case?
Well, you wouldn't be able to understand, champ. It's all about the artistic vision. I'll tell you, people tell you how to do your job, but they don't know the first thing about how to do it. That's probably the smartest thing he's ever said.
I may not know TV, but I know I know evidence law, and boy, do I have some for you, champ. I might not be able to show that your selective editing was intentional. However, I know you bear the defendant ill will, and this is the evidence that proves it. Alright. That seems like a bit of a leap. We know where it's going, but I don't think it's there yet. I mean, that does show it, but that's like... We have to prove that he,
Yeah.
forced her signature, essentially. That is probably it.
What's that you got there?
It's the contract you had Miss Wright sign just before the magic show.
I feel like that's a case where you could have shown both.
Yeah. This contract between the first party, Take-Two TV, and the second party, Miss Wright, reads, if, through the fault of the second party, the show must be cancelled in part or in full, the second party will pay $3 million as compensation to the first party.
$3 million? That's a completely unreasonable sum. It's not held up in this court. I'll tear it up for you.
Exactly. Like, it would have just gotten ripped up. I couldn't agree more. And of course, Miss Wright doesn't have that kind of money. Nevertheless, Roger Rettens had her sign this unreasonable contract anyway. Or, more accurately, her conned her into signing it.
Conned her? How did he do such a thing?
There's a trick to the clipboard that was used by Mrs. Wright to sign her contract. It houses carbon paper that can secretly copy your signature onto other documents. You know, a very common knowledge tactic.
Oh, come on now. That's quite a nasty accusation you're slinging my way. For starters, you don't have any proof I had anything to do with that carbon paper stuff. How about the fact that the signature is the exact same? Yeah, well, signatures are similar. I'm like, to the fucking point. Just because Trucy and her agency can't pay up doesn't mean I conned her. But $3 million, that's totally out of the reach for the average person. In any case, this is important new information. Please add it to your testimony, Mr. Retina. Where's your proof linking me to that hot, tricked-out clipboard? You don't have any, do you?
Clipboard is yours, though, isn't it, Mr. Renz?
Well, it belongs to the TV station anyway. That much I do know. Maybe it was an old prop from one of our TV shows that got used by mistake.
Or maybe you used it on purpose. To con Miss Wright.
Mr. Retinas has already stated that he did not. Mr. Justice, please do not use this trial to try getting out of paying your agency's debt.
That's not what I'm doing. That's part of it.
Proof Mr. Retinas is connected to the carbon paper, huh? If Trucy's signature was copied onto the fake contract, then there must be an original contract that Trucy actually did sign.
True, but I bet Renz is too savvy to leave something like that behind as evidence. But what if her signature was copied onto more than just the fake contract?
Like a third document with Trucy's signature on it. Have we seen anything like that, though?
Hey, what are you guys whispering about? Let me continue my testimony.
They're pretty nice about just handing you the answer on a silver platter in this game sometimes.
Sometimes. So which one was it? It was the prank plan script?
I think
No.
it is, because... No, it's Trucy Note. That's the one.
Yeah, I
The
fucking
one
love
that we
song.
made fun of because she fucking made a Microsoft Word document, printed it out, and then
Bonnie,
signed
get
it.
the video camera after Mr. Ruse comes tumbling out. Trucy.
Stupidest fucking note I've ever seen. You must be quite the con man if you could fool a magician with a simple trick.
You must be, like, Trucy must be such a fucking idiot. It's not even her. It's not even her fault. Who fell for this bullshit?
If you think you can con a lawyer, you're very much mistaken.
Hey, kid, would it kill you to enunciate in front of the camera? You know, like a newscaster.
I wonder how many he has of those, like, of those little, like, clipboard animations, because each time it's been different text. So, he probably has, like, a lot of them. Anyway,
It's probably going to be part of his gotcha.
yeah.
Scratching his face, whatever.
This guy has some of the most animations I've ever seen on a character. He has, like,
They're
tons.
getting more animated as the games go
Yeah.
on.
I think you should take a look at Mrs. Wright's signature here on this note. You know, the stupidest fucking signature I've ever seen. Now, let's compare that signature to the one here on this contract.
Nothing wrong with Trucy's signature. It's a perfectly fine signature, but also this is fucking stupid.
This is so stupid. Let's fucking sign my name in pencil on a fucking Microsoft Word document.
Oh, would you look at that? They're exactly the same.
I hate that one so much. I hate it. It's so dumb. Whatever. That's right, Your Honor. Not just similar, but exactly the same. Nobody can sign their name in exactly the same way twice, unless it's a copy.
Well, I mean, you kind of could.
You could, like, it's not impossible if you're practiced. I mean, but it wouldn't, like, under analysis, it would look different.
Keep going.
Yes, keep going. These signatures are proof positive that you con Miss Wright. And they definitely prove your malicious intent.
Hey, say, not bad, lawyer guy. Didn't know you had it in you. This is really getting interesting now. I'll get great ratings for sure.
Stop filming in the courthouse. Don't try to dodge the issue, Mr. Retinas. The fact that you bear ill will against my client. So the show footage was definitely edited with malicious intentions, isn't that right?
Yeah, I did a bunch of shit with malicious intentions. What do you, fuck you. What a forced argument defense. Fuck you. What are you
What are
talking
you talking
about?
about? Forced
What I'm really
argument.
proving is that his ill will towards Mrs. Wright, but his oh fuck, I hate that word.
Pecuniary greed?
Pecuniary. You know, I'm gonna type that bat. We're all gonna learn today.
It's hard with C's. They're like
I know I've
different
seen that word
things.
before, but also like, all right, here we go.
Pecuniary.
Pecuniary, relating to or consisting of money.
Pecuniary.
The only thing you've proven is his money greed. I guess that works, but greed kind of already. You could have just said.
Yeah, I
the only
think
thing you
greed
proved is his
would have been
greed.
enough there.
He's fucking Jimmy Neutron over here.
No, that's what I said.
Excuse
Sodium
me, it's
chloride.
sodium
Dude, if you don't know what
chloride.
salt is.
Also, it's not like blatantly. I've seen the video where the fucking guy blatantly explains to them. Well, yes, that would be correct if it were any old salt, but this salt, you could literally look at the ingredients. It's not the same thing. It is not sodium chloride.
All right, we better hurry up before Em gets angry. That's right. I just wanted
All right.
money, baby. Fat stacks of cheddar. That's all. After all, I'd never even crossed paths with Trissy before the show, so I'd have absolutely no reason to bear any ill will towards her, right?
He didn't bear her any ill will, huh? Fat chance. This guy definitely has some major hate for Trucy.
If only Apollo's bracelet would react here, but that only happened in the 4th game. You see, I'll dig up the dirt and expose the dark heart behind that sweet smile. I'll prove the Grammarian magicians are all a bunch of lowlives.
His bracelet has reacted in this game before.
It has, yeah. It's just much rarer. And Apollo Justice reacted all the fucking time during court cases.
Yeah, because it was the big mechanic of that game, but I can't prove it with anything. But the facts he said all point to that fact. There must be something between the two of them that gave birth to this grudge. Some sort of connection that not even Trucy is aware of. Your Honor, I'd like to argue that Roger Rettins and Trucy Wright have crossed paths before. There must be some hidden connection between them.
Hidden connection? What is it now? Just what are you getting at, Mr. Justice? It is futile to even ask, Your Honor. Surely it is just another one of the defense's feckless claims.
You don't seem to have a very high opinion of me. But once you hear my argument, you'll wish you'd taken me a whole lot more seriously.
I've wished that about 17 times already this trial, to be perfectly honest. Will I now? Very well then, do proceed. Did you figure something else out, Apollo?
Nope, not a thing.
What?
That was just some good old-fashioned bluffing, courtesy of Mr. Wright's fine training.
I thought he told us not to mimic his style.
Yeah, he literally said, don't be a lawyer like me. I'm a fucking terrible lawyer.
If you're gonna make such a bold claim, Mr. Justice, hope you're ready to elaborate. What is this hidden connection between the defendant and Mr. Roger Rettines?
That one.
They're dating. I kinda, you know what?
Dating?
Come on.
Yeah, we gotta see what they say.
I just want to see Trucy's reaction.
I don't even like to imagine this, but could it be possible the two of them are dating? If Mr. Rettins and Miss Wright were in a relationship.
Ooh, that's good, yeah. Viewers love a secret romance to dish about. Yes, Trucy and I love each other so much. She's gonna introduce me to her father sometime real soon.
The fact that he just goes with it. Trucy would never fall for a guy like you, not in a million years.
Mr. Justice, are you aware that you're objecting to your own argument?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. When I saw Mr. Retton's antics, I just knew I had to speak out.
Personally, I can't say that I blame you for wanting to do that. But you're the one who came up with such a disturbing idea in the first place. Okay, that's good enough. Thanks.
That is saving. You'd have to give return to the title.
I really would have preferred if Trucy had responded there. I think that would have been fucking hilarious. Anyway.
It would have been. I mean,
But yeah,
we
he's
still
a
got to see.
Come the fuck on.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible that you maybe wouldn't have drawn that connection immediately,
Yeah.
but we definitely would have figured
Well,
it out.
you definitely would have drawn
On
it
this
from
screen,
these two
here's the
fucking
thing.
options.
Here's the thing. Even if we hadn't figured it out earlier, these three options make it so obvious. So, That sleight of hand trick Mr. Rettins did during the recess earlier.
Filming's prohibited inside the courthouse. Do you want to get me to get the bailiff? Filming? What you talking about? I don't even have a camera on me.
What if Mr. Rettins is a magician too?
What if? I believe it's up for the defense to fill in the blanks, not me. I thought it was the prosecution that had to do that, Your Honor. Fuck you.
Well, if he is, he may have had some contact with Miss Wright somewhere along the way.
Your argument is hardly worth responding to. But by all means, please do continue. As a passenger in the sacred scriptures of Karanism states, as a passenger in the... Yeah, it's just riding along the scripture. He who gives a sermon to a monkey is himself a monkey. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say to a dimwit. Isn't gonna get her anyway.
We saw Mr. Rettins perform a magic trick. He made his video camera disappear in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, well, I think it would be pretty funny if I were a magician. You must have been seeing things. Want me to introduce you to a good eye doctor? If a connection as tenuous as that is all it takes, then every magician in the country could potentially bear ill will towards the accused.
I guess you're right.
Hey, you're not the sharpest knife in the drawer, are you, short stuff? You would do well to cleanse that putrid mind of yours in the holy waters of Mount Poniponi. Pony Pony Canyon? I love that music. 3 days under a frigid waterfall, and even you should rise to the level of a monkey.
Didn't you just say I was a monkey?
A numbskull for a numbskull.
Well, this numbskull has thick skin, so there.
I think I get what they're driving at. Even if he is a magician, it's not exactly a reason to bear a grudge against Trucy, is it?
Hold on. I can think of one person. One magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against Trucy. Or rather, one magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against the Troop Grimare.
Oh?
No way!
There's something wrong, Mr. Justice. A cool-ass twist, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the defense wishes to submit evidence at this time.
I see. And what sort of evidence do you have for us?
Evidence that points to the real killer, the one who had a motive to commit the crime.
What?
Fine.
And what have you come up with this time, defense?
Trucy Wright is the sole heir to the Troop Grimare and its name. This puts her square in the crosshairs of one particular magician. And this piece of evidence points to the diary.
Do we have anything...
The diary.
The diary. Alright.
I think so, right? Because, like, he stole the diary, and that was the premise.
I guess that's true. Or we could do the poster.
You could do the poster, too.
Because
actually,
says fucking
didn't it say that...
him.
Cancel, does it say something, injury... 13 years ago, injury he sustained?
Yeah, Mr. Ruse.
It's possible.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely the better one. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And who exactly are you naming, Mr. Justice? 13 years ago.
13 years ago, the great Mr. Ruse belonged to Troop Grimare. But then, the troop ousted him, and Mr. Ruse vowed to get revenge on them someday. But what better way to accomplish that than through the ruination of their sole heir?
But Mr. Ruse is the victim, Mr. Justice. You named a dead guy as your suspect.
But, is he really dead?
Good lord, you're a fucking moron. What do you mean is he really dead?
The fact that Mr. Ruse is the victim?
The witness is a
fucking
ghost!
The witness is a ghost! No, Mr. Ruse
This is
hasn't
actually
aged
the
a day.
trial where that does feel like that's the most relevant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, trial 3 of the... Or trial 5 of game 3, I guess, is also technically the witness is a fucking ghost.
Yeah. And how do we consider the possibility? What if the man who died on that stage yesterday wasn't Mr. Ruse? Also, they would know this. They would have, like, done a background check on this man, made sure he was who he said he was. They'd know he's not. They know he's an actor.
What? You mean the victim was an imposter?
Sus. Have to do it.
No, Mr. Ruse. Then what about the real Mr. Ruse?
It would mean the real Mr. Ruse is still alive.
Bitch. That's absurd.
He has a very blocky cape.
What if the real ratings Ruse was the man who was killed?
Ooh.
Nah, it wouldn't make sense.
Nah.
Mr. Justice, who is the real Mr. Ruse if not the victim of this case?
Why does he have to think this through now? Okay. It's all coming together now. I finally see the gimmick. The trick to this entire case. This should explain everything, Your Honor. The real killer, the one who hated True Gamora and wanted to sully its name. The magician lurking in the shadows who set up a fake Mr. Ruse in his stead. The real Mr. Ruse is...
Phoenix Wright!
It's Phoenix
Bonnie
Wright.
DeFame.
It's Bonnie DeFame.
Raj.
It's the great Mr. Ruse himself. No, it's Naruto Sand Machine. It was
That's
him the whole
stupid.
time.
Dude, imagine if we got him out of the case that fast. Anyway, here you fucking go. But that's...
Yes. Yes, it is. Roger Rettins is the real Mr. Ruse.
Ooh, this music's quiet.
It's like Castlevania music.
What? I am? Is it gonna drop?
Ooh, sexy clone jutsu.
Oh, hollow red pepper. You impotent seed sprout naught but meaningless empty words. You cannot possibly have proof of support such an outlandish theory. It's not a bad idea for a soap opera. But not even diehard fans of the genre will stick around past the pilot.
You want proof? Well, I've got proof. I can prove it by proving that the Mr. Ruse in yesterday's magic show was a fake. I mean, that's just visually obvious. And to do that, I just need you to look at this spot on the poster. The fact that he's still young.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I mean, look at this fucking guy. You know what? I'm gonna create a TV show just for you. You'll be a star.
Me?
Me, really? Wow, I was
Me, really? Oh, man, I really love me.
Yep,
Are we about
misguided
to-
guys. I gather a bunch of big old dum-dums who like to spew idiotic nonsense. And they'll just let y'all jabber on like gibbons for hours until about the future of the Union.
I doubt this is how the Founding Fathers expected the country to end.
You may be misguided, Mr. Justice, but
Weird.
there's nothing misguided about this penalty.
What the fuck does it want us to point out, then?
You said it yourself earlier, but... all I have to do to prove that this is a fake Mr. Ruse. And the real Mr. Ruse here are two different people,
Right. And I see one very obvious difference between the two men. I can prove that the real Mr. Ruse in yesterday's magic
Is
show
their
was a fake, Your
is
Honor.
their mask flipped? No.
No? The mask
Facial
might be
features.
different, but the face would have gotten him. If that was it, then the face would have gotten him.
Maybe I didn't click specifically on the mask.
Maybe? And to do that...
No, the
I feel like
mask
the-
is about the same.
I don't know. The corks? But why... Oh, the
hat?
scar! He has a scar on his arm!
That's kind of hard to see.
I know that we can't see it here, but, like, he does have a scar on his arm.
I guess he does. Yeah, that's fair.
That feels like it could be it.
Alright.
Yeah, this must be. Yep. This is the injury Mr. Ruse sustained while practicing a magic trick 13 years ago.
Dude, Grammarians just fucking love giving injuries to their fucking troop. Jesus Christ.
I didn't notice that scar until that moment.
I
Straight
did
up.
notice it, but I thought that was like... I thought the scar was something else. But that does make sense.
However...
Oh, yeah.
because they had just shown the image. The video of the victim shot himself shows no trace of that injury.
They really should have taken a look at the poster and just put some makeup on that. That would have been an easy fix. Oh my, you're absolutely right.
Now, Mr. Rittens, what do you suppose we find out if we would find if we looked at your right arm? Is there by chance a nasty 13-year-old scar under that sleeve of yours? I mean, he's rich. He could have it removed. It's possible to remove a scar. Well, Mr. Rittens, why don't you roll up your sleeve and let the court have a look? Or are you hiding something else up there?
Come on now. I have nothing up my sleeve. I don't need to hide anything up there, because I require no tricks or gimmicks. For you see, my magic is the real deal. Is this what you meant you were hoping to see?
Oh, there it is, the scar.
Just as I thought.
That's right. I'm the forgotten magician, abandoned to the dark understage of history. The great Mr. Ruse. This
It's totally
absurd.
This man showed up to court with cards up his sleeve and a fucking fire trick in his palm.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case he had to turn into a magician.
Ironic, wouldn't you say? He looks a lot cooler when he's like this than opposed to when he's like just a fucking loser like he typically is.
It's the same outfit, but now he's like, I don't know.
I guess it really
confident.
does prove that sometimes like people do have good sides, good poses. Like they're
yeah,
better,
he like
they're better
suddenly
sides.
looks a lot cooler.
This is the odious mark covered by me and the troop Gamare. I'm sure I'm just gonna take one look at this and be like, guys, fucking, he's doing the nothing personnel kit. pose.
Nothing personnel kit. I mean,
There's a little bit of edge and a little bit of weenie to him.
He
but,
is also, for what it's worth, his collar when he transformed there got popped up. Like his
Yeah,
collar was
too.
down before.
I mean, you know, popped collars are pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Boys or girls, both.
It's also just honestly, he went from being a fucking kind of like all his posts were kind of pansy ass, but like here he's like got a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
You know.
Rolled up them sleeves. Bring me back to the limelight once more. Strange are the comic threads before me. If the witness is the real Mr. Ruse, then who is the victim who perished in the magic show? He was but a fan. I met him on one of my programs several years ago. Said he had become a magician out there in admiration for the great Mr. Ruse. In confidence, I told him my true identity and let him take on my mantle. And when did this man take over for you? Yeah, about 2 years ago. Thought of my tricks and even acted as his producer. So a mere amateur became a popular magician overnight. Courtesy of my magic on the stage we call television. Hope you enjoyed the show. You really had us all fooled.
Mr. Rittens, or should I say, Mr. Ruse. In your hatred of the Troop Gamare, you killed the victim, Mr. Mystery, and then set up Mrs. Wright to take the fall, didn't you? You did it all to tarnish the Troop Gamare name. Tarnish.
I have no idea what you're talking about, lad. I set up the prank, that much is true. But it was simply a harmless joke on Trucy, I assure you. Yet she learned of the plan and made use of it to commit murder. That is how strongly the criminal element runs in the blood of the Garmares.
But it was a secret prank that very few people knew about. Couldn't you have been the one to use it for murder instead?
Gah!
That's a cool trick.
His head.
Just kidding. The people behind the curtain are just like,
Yeah.
that was kind of lame.
I mean, he just has a really flexible neck, that's all that is, but like, that's still kind of neat. What the heck was that?
Read my words, lawyer boy, for I fear your grasp on reality is slipping. I do believe I told you that my magic is real and employs neither tricks nor gimmicks.
Enough with the ambiguity. Why don't you make your point already?
My alibi is as pristine as ever. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Sandman? Yes, I suppose that is correct. The witness does have a solid alibi.
What?
Bitch. Recall, defense, that at the time of the magic show, Mr. Retinez was at Take-Two TV. A fact that many people can easily attest to.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot all about that, except that he wasn't. He literally asked about that.
So what do you think, Your
I
Honor?
left early.
Would you like me to testify on the matter? Yes, I think you'd better. Please tell the court more about your alibi. Very well, then. On with the show. Are you watching Magnific Gramare? The time has finally come for my magic to snuff out your precious pedigree. The Gramare line will be no more.
Guys, listen. Listen to him. Literally. Fucking.
Hello?
Hello,
Time
he
has
literally
come
is
for me to fucking
admitting it?
obliterate you.
literally admitting the what the fuck? Like.
I was at the TV station at the time of the Penrose performance. I was busy working on another TV program. I could spare no time for the magic show. You ask my staff if you doubt my click. Oh god, my hand's on fire! And there it is. A simple and perfect alibi. No tricks, no gimmicks. Just the truth. Do you understand now, perhaps? I do not grace the theater with my presence until after the incident. So how could I have committed the murder?
Staff did say he was there at the station. So sure does sound like a rock-solid alibi.
But that can't be right. If Mr. Retinus is the killer, he'd have had been there before been at the theater. Blip.
There's gotta be a hole somewhere in this story.
I assure you there are no holes on Mr. Ruse's stage. No tricks, no gimmicks. True magic doesn't need trapdoors to escape through. Do enjoy my show to the fullest. And my real alibi.
Which evidence did they give us at the TV station? I think it was the show footage, but...
We also have... Did we get this?
I don't know if we... I think we got that as part of the... like, in the court. I don't think we got that during investigation. Because we didn't know about the prank plan until after the trial had started. I think that what they gave us was the show footage CD, but I don't think that helps us here. But you did come to theater eventually, isn't that right?
Indeed. Anxious to see how the show was progressing, I made my way to the theater. Let's see. My journey took about 10 minutes by car.
We actually went to the theater during those 10 minutes, killing the victim.
Let me do a stab at reading your mind. Aha! Could I have been at the theater during those 10 minutes killing the victim?
Yeah, when the...
But no, I took a taxi. Driver could attest to that. Feel free to call the taxi company if my word does not satisfy you. Driver's a big fan of the ratings of Shaw. I even gave him my card.
He gave the driver his card? That was very clever of him.
Might as well give it up, lad. Questioning real magic is a fool's errand. Besides, you know very well what I was doing at the time of the incident. What was this other TV show? Oh, right, that's you.
What was the other TV show you're working on? I mean, if you really want to do every voice for us.
My own special project, you see. One moment. Perhaps this is more appropriate. It's a ratings or just special production. Yeah, hang loose there, baby. It's called Desperation Rent Generation.
You switch Persona just to say that? Persona! What's the show about?
Washed-up has-been singers and comedians get together and play musical chairs. The winner of the game is given a second chance at their career. Priceless prize for chumps who washed up too early in life. Sounds great, right?
I'd like to suggest you appear on that show, Mr. Justice. As the ex-lawyer who used to make ridiculous bluffs in court and fought it sadly into obscurity.
And let the ratings for job produce my TV debut? Not in this lifetime.
You have great reactions. Who knows? TV might be your true calling.
Hey, whose side are you on? She's right.
In any case, I was overseeing production of this program during the Penrose performance. Oh!
You know those staff members aren't in cahoots with you.
I'm making my business to perform solo. The magic has neither need nor want of assistance. After all, one of them could revert the secrets behind my magic, could they not reveal? Not reveat. What? Reveat?
So he doesn't trust
Rivali's
anybody,
scale
huh?
is now ready.
He's the complete opposite of Trucy.
There were many people there in the studio audience who saw the witness as well. Even if he had been able to persuade his own staff to cover for him, he could not have convinced so many complete strangers to do the same.
He really has made a rock-solid alibi for himself.
Yeah, almost too good, you know? It's eerie how perfect it is.
Has it all been revealed to you now?
I've got it. You have a brother. A brother that looks exactly like you, maybe?
God
Very
damn, you
good.
got me. Again with the twin business? You think the audience will let you get away with using the same gimmick twice in a row?
If you do not believe in defense, why not investigate for yourself? Though I am sure your efforts will prove to be thoroughly fruitless.
Yeah, I guess the twins theory is a little far-fetched. His alibi really is airtight.
I believe we've heard enough. I believe the witness does indeed harbor some ill will against the defendant. There's no reason to doubt that he was at the TV station at the time of the incident.
Yes, the fact proves it was impossible for the witness to have been involved with this crime. These last rites for the victims have dragged on long enough. The soul of the victim himself is so bored that it is resting atop your Honor's head.
It is.
The time has come. Let us punish the sinner and guide the victim's soul to the Twilight Realm.
Apollo, Trucy be thrown in prison, and we'll be out of a job. But if you catch tasty fishies, will you sell me some at a good price?
I told you, I have absolutely zero intention of going off on a tuna boat. Thank Justice. You have to figure this out.
Hey, Phoenix, we lost. Your daughter's in
use.
jail, and also I'm on a tuna boat. Do you want anything?
Hell, you know. I mean, to be fair, you're not like even if this went through, you probably wouldn't lose the law business because they could they would have ripped up that contract after this, knowing that he had ill intent towards her. They wouldn't.
I mean, yeah,
Like, obviously, that contract would go away. Your law business wouldn't even be in trouble. But
Sure
not a
should be
single
fine.
flaw. So what now?
Ho! Behold, my never-ending magic show. Come for the awe-inspiring showmanship of the great Mr. Ruse. And stay for my grand illusions until the end of time.
Wait, is he saying we're still trapped inside some sort of illusion of his?
That's what professional magicians do. They make their audience see something that isn't really there.
In other words, you make us see illusions, right?
We call it misdirection. While we keep you busy believing one thing, we're busy making something else happen. What we say is there really isn't, and what we say there isn't there actually is. Could it
be?
be?
You know what, Mr. Rittens? I guess we have all been spectators to the elaborate illusion you prepared for us. An illusion has subtly turned our attention towards something you wanted us to see.
What you going on about there, lad?
Have you got something, Apollo?
I just remembered something Tracy said about misdirection. What a magician says is there really isn't, and what they say isn't there actually is. If we've all been taken for a ride by Mr. Ren's magic, then maybe he's made us see something that isn't really there. I had to rethink all my assumptions about this case.
Are we gonna zoom through his head?
What have we been made to believe was there when it actually wasn't? What have we taken to be the absolute facts of this case?
The fact that it was alive before he got into the coffin is a pretty big fucking one.
If I reevaluate the validity of all these things, then just maybe... Athena. There's something uncanny about this case.
Okay, well, what is it?
Rin's alibi. It's too perfect.
Well, that's true. It's like it's impossible to break no matter how hard we try.
Maybe that's the trick. Maybe that's exactly what he wants us to think.
I'm not following.
We're not making any headway here because we've been so focused on breaking his alibi.
Oh, I think I get it. You're saying he's using misdirection on us, right?
It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, would the defense care to share what is discussing over there?
It is discussing over there?
Your Honor, we believe that if we were to reconsider a certain assumption, we may finally arrive at the truth. In fact, I think we even finally see who's hiding behind the curtain, so to speak.
And what is a certain assumption you're thinking of?
This is the one key assumption we've been taking for granted this whole time. The culprit was on scene, he wasn't actually there. What if the culprit was somewhere other than the theater at the time of the crime? What if there was some way to commit the murder without actually being there? If that were the case, then Mr. Retton's perfect alibi would become irrelevant.
How can one person stab another to death with a sword without physically being there? Is this the sword gun from Custom Robo? A fucking sword storm? That would work.
Yeah, I can fucking attack from any distance.
Furthermore, we all saw what appeared to be the culprit's shadow in the footage.
You know, actually, that makes sense. What if that... Let's assume that that's not the culprit. That's the victim. He could have been pulled up into the rafters or some shit. I don't know. But couldn't we just as easily assume the shadow does not belong to the culprit?
No, if it's not the culprit, then whose is it?
I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm on the right track. We've all seen something that looks like this shadowy shape before, Your Honor. In the magic show itself.
In that case, please point it out to the shadow footage. Shown footage.
This thing that looks suspiciously similar to the shadowy figure of the culprit. I mean, I would ordinarily say that's Mr. Hat, because like that, it does look like him.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Hat.
It's a weird thing from
Mr. Justice, how does that even remotely resemble this shadowy figure?
I thought it looked pretty similar. Do you not think so?
Apparently not, in the slightest.
Huh? That's funny. Looked pretty shady to me.
And your logic's even shadier.
See, like, that is blatantly, like, that looks like Mr. Hat, but I think it might be him.
Mr.
The victim.
Ruse?
Yeah, I think it might be Mr. Ruse.
When did we see Mr. Ruse?
I have a... When he falls out of the thing. No, we actually don't. Fuck. Damn. But it does seem like him. It could be. My fucking weird assumption, this sounds stupid, and I kind of doubt it is, but if we have to think that he died when the culprit wasn't there, and we know from, like, those cushions up in the ceiling that, like, things get pulled up into the cushions. What if, like, somebody fucking lodged a sword? This sounds stupid as fuck. What if somebody lodged a sword into that fucking cushion and just pulled him up and stabbed him?
It's possible.
I think that's possible, but I just don't know if that's what it is. Feels weird.
Yeetus deletus.
Boom. Actually, no. What it is, it's point out the shadow in the background, right there.
Oh,
That shadow.
That's what you mean. Okay, that makes more sense.
There's two shadows. That's the shadow that they want us to point out. That is still Mr. Hat, but it is a different version of the same shadow.
Boy,
And that does go by quick.
Oh, you dickhead. There you go.
That's the best one you're gonna get. Ooh.
Boy, it
Take
got
that.
crusty and crustier. There you go. Jesus Christ.
What's this shadowy figure? Doesn't this shadow resemble the suspicious shadowy figure?
Yeah, I just wanted to play with 1 health left. Now that you mention it, does kind of, doesn't it?
That's right. Could you identify this shadow for the court?
I don't know why, but I have scratch marks on my chest.
I missed all that. Oh, that was the Discord taking a shit. Okay.
Discord.
That was a good timing for that to happen. Did you hear what I said?
No, not really. Something about your foot, I think.
What? No. I have just weird scratch marks on my chest.
Oh, your chest. I just heard. Okay, like what I heard pretty much as you got disconnected was I have weird scratch marks on my, and it like cut out at that moment. So I was like, your foot, and I don't know why I said foot. Anyway, share screen back in a sec.
Yeah. I'm also killing some tabs just in case this is what's lagging me.
I don't think it is. I think it's just Citra, but
Yeah, it's just Citra being shitra.
We got an update today and everything. Ugh.
Let's see. I believe that's Mr. Hat Shadow.
Again,
When he was
I
being
need
pulled up by the
to see.
stage to the catwalk overhead by wire.
If I'm supposed to be reading right now,
Oh, have I not shared screen? Oh, yeah, I guess that would... Wait, I am share screening. Oh, fuck. Alright, now.
yeah, I figured it out. Okay.
Jeez.
And could this shadow that's shown later in the footage be Mr. Hat too?
No, that's not possible. After Mr. Hat was pulled up to the catwalk, he stayed up there.
In other words, that second shadow is from some other figure being pulled up.
Some other figure. I'm afraid you'll need to be more specific than that, Mr. Justice.
He's right. We've come this far. I'll just have to figure it out from the clues I have on hand. No, I do think it actually comes together. My stupid theory, I actually think it is. I think that's Mr. Ruse. He gets pulled up into Mr. Hat. Mr. Hat still has a fucking sword. He dies. I think that's actually what it is.
Alright.
However, yeah, I think that it's possible what was placed there after the fact.
If only I could present his person.
Yeah, it'd be great if you could present his person, but that's not an option right now. We gotta figure it out.
Well,
Second shadow was shown in the foot. Well, we have to save, and it's not a good time to have one life left, I'll tell you.
I think it's this one, because this one's just his body.
Yeah, it
Even
at
though
least
he's
shows who we're
fucking
looking
dead.
for. It's just
Yeah.
him. We
Ah, there we
consider
go.
what was happening on the stage at the time. There's only one answer. The shadow belonged to the fake Mr. Ruse. In other words, Mr. Manov Mystery.
Man of mystery.
Manov, whatever. Please take a look at this, at the plank plan script. Mr. Mystery was to pretend to be dead, and then fly up into the air after that. Isn't that right, Mr. Rens?
Indeed. And what of it?
I contend that's exactly what happened.
Do you now?
The victim was wearing a stud harness around his waist. I just thought that was like a pearl, like a fucking pearl necklace or some shit. I didn't even think of that. It was most likely attached to a stunt wire so he could be pulled up into the air.
It's a pretty fucking brutal way to die.
Yeah, you get fucking skewered, like, when you get pulled up into a fucking dummy with a sword. Oof.
So you're suggesting that after pretending to be dead in a coffin, the victim flew
Russ?
up into the air, just as the prank script says? What?
Ross.
Uh-oh. Did I die again? Come on.
Well,
Hello? Hello, it is I, Lloyd.
is it me? Is it him?
Looks like my voice connection's about to shit the fuck
Oh,
out.
okay.
Ah.
Okay. You're back now, but I was out for a bit there, I think. I don't fucking
Oh,
know.
it was you. Oh, that's
well,
weird.
I don't know if it was me. It might have been you. I don't know. I had internet the whole time.
Weird.
So,
The victim
Anyway.
flew up in the air just as the prank script says.
exactly. We just couldn't see him flying up because of the dragon was blocking our view. And that last trick, ladies and gentlemen, is the true piece de resistance of the culprit's murderous...
Don't tell me. You've got it all figured out?
Yes, I think so. If we just look beyond Mr. Retton's last bit of misdirection, we should finally be able to see the real truth. The victim must have been pulled up to the catwalk just like Mr. Hat, and hit the cushioning up there with a considerable force. I just have to figure out what else happened up there at the time.
Are you ready to elaborate, Mr. Justice?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm ready.
In that case, please answer this. Why did the culprit make the victim fly up into the air like that? To murder him.
Just why did the culprit have the victim fly up after he appeared in the coffin? And how did the victim actually die? When he was only pretending to be dead in the coffin? If we can figure out how these two questions relate, the answer should become clear.
Could it be?
Mr. Mystery must have thought he was still part of the prank when he appeared on stage. He probably didn't suspect a thing when he was being pulled into the air after Miss Wright was called backstage and just as the set piece fell. But the culprit had already pointed the real murder weapon at a cushion in the catwalk. It was probably a knife or a blade of some sort.
Oh, so it wasn't even Mr. Hat.
It
Damn.
wasn't even Mr. Hat, I guess. It would have been fucking cooler if it was Mr. Hat, though.
Yeah, but then they also could have twisted that back around on Trusty, so it's probably a good thing that it wasn't Mr. Hat.
Yeah, I suppose so.
What, you mean?
Yes, it really was a magical murder, just as the prank script said. Mr. Mystery was whisked up into the air. And straight into a blade there in the catwalk.
Still a pretty fucked up way to die.
Still pretty fucking terrible, yeah. In other words, this murder was committed remotely through the use of a magic trick.
What this feels like to me is someone played the old Mortal Kombat games, and they liked playing on the stages where there were knives on the ceiling. And uppercutting people into the knives. Remotely?
Using this method, it wouldn't matter where Mr. Rettons was at the time of death.
Yeah, the game still does not like the courtroom. But how exactly does it work, Mr. Justice?
I mean, pretty simple, really. Just before the murder occurred. And this, Ross, this was the payoff for having us see how the fucking stupid pulley system worked 18 times.
Yay!
The dragon set piece was up in the catwalk. And it and Mr. Man of Mystery were connected to each other by a wire at the time. By carrying out the prank plan, Betty made the dragon set piece fall, which caused Mr. Mystery to rocket straight up and into the blade in the cushion. The cushion was high up enough to be hidden from the audience's view. That's why nobody saw the blade.
Oh, and that big gash in Mr. Hat's cape.
The blade must have been set up overhead sometimes before the magic show. Mr. Hat must have been slashed by it too when he was pulled up into the cushion. I can't believe it. I had no idea. I was told that Trucy would freak out if I made the set piece fall. That's the only reason I did it. You were used, Betty. Roger Retton used you. I thought he was my little puppet to boss around, but it was the other way around. After the incident occurred, Mr. Rettons arrived at the theater. He got the murder
We
weapon
really
and
do
swapped
have
the
all
rubber
these
sword.
fucking people on the stand. Jesus.
He got the murder weapon and swapped the rubber sword with the bloodied steel one. That's also when he lowered the victim's body down to the stage.
But how did he have the time to do all that? When the set piece
Oh,
Oh.
no, that's me.
That's
When
you.
the set piece fell, the audience was evacuated from the building. He was able to do all those things after the fact because there was no one around to see.
A horrific murder camouflaged by a spectacular magic show. Sounds like the kind of murder only a magician could pull off.
As long as the show proceeded as it was scripted, Mr. Mystery was doomed to die. That's why it was you, Mr. Rettons, who killed the victim, all the way from the TV station. This prank plan, or should I say murder plan, proves your murderous intent. Yeah, but we had to prove there was actually a sword up in the cushion, realistically. I mean,
Gramore!
like, it's a good idea, but functionally, we actually don't have any proof there was a sword in the cushion. Like, I guess Mr. Hat's ripped cape? Oh.
Enough. You dim-witted, ignorant, imbecilic, putrid red pepper!
You can't possibly have a counter-argument to make. Talk about not knowing when to let it go and move on. You have a rebuttal or something, Prosecutor Sand Machine?
No. No blade of any kind was found in the catwalk, which means you have no evidence to support your theory.
But Mr. Rettons retrieved it after the fact.
Bitch. Which still leaves you with no way to prove your wildly fantastic remote murder theory.
Which, I mean, that's a solid point. I made it before he brought it up. But yeah, absolutely. We have no proof that there was ever a blade up there.
Without proof, does it not make more sense to believe that the murder was committed there on the stage? That's where the blood-stained sword was found, after all. That is a very good point. As the only person who could have committed the crime there on the stage. Trucy Wright remains the prime suspect. Nug. Would appear that you call truth is little more than a cheap parlor trick. In the end, you have done nothing to prove the accused innocence. It is now time at long last to let it go and move on. What he said, yeah. Are you seeing this magnifique, Gramare?
I was just about to have my breakdown.
My magic is enacting punishment in your granddaughter. The Gramare name is done for. Apollo, we need to literally just play exactly what he just said. Like, what the fuck? Seriously, guys?
He fucking yelled at the top of his lungs, Grimari!
Ha ha! My killing of her is being masked by my magic. Ha ha ha! Take that.
Haha, motherfuckers.
We need to hit them with the divisive piece of evidence here.
Divisive piece of evidence. Now that's ballsy, Russ.
Yeah, it's divisive. That's right. Decisive.
Damn.
I can't fucking speak today.
Neither can I, to be fair. But I know. That's just what I was thinking.
I noticed that during the campaign as well. I couldn't fucking speak at all. Mr. Justice, do you have or don't you have anything
I mean, I just have stupid tongue, so... Of
to prove the witness committed this remote murder you proposed?
course I do, Your Honor.
This entire incident was carried out exactly according to the script.
Right, so theoretically, there should be no evidence for us to find or use. Which means our best bet to see if something unscripted happened. It's gotta be something Mr. Rens couldn't have foreseen. And once I find it, that's how I'll expose his murderous trick. Get ready, Mr. Rens.
Oh, I just
'cause I'm about
realized
to reveal
Emily
the
is
secret to your
like
magic.
getting really annoyed at Meekins. I totally forgot Meekins was in that trial. That's really funny.
Oof. No tricks or gimmicks here, just some good old-fashioned logic.
Oh, here we go into Phoenix's head again,
Oh,
or Paul's head.
Into his brain. As long as the magic show when it's scripted, the murder would happen without fail.
Did this happen in Phoenix's thing?
It didn't happen for Phoenix's. This is just what happens with Apollo, I think. Has this ever happened for Phoenix?
This has happened with Phoenix, as well as Athena.
Okay. I knew this was an Apollo thing. He does
Yeah.
do this, but
He did this in Dual Destinies.
yeah. Anyway, it didn't happen for Phoenix. Yeah. Everything in this case was carefully planned so that no evidence would be left behind. Still, one thing happened that definitely wasn't in the plan. What part of the magic show wasn't a part of the show's original script?
Bonnie's mistake.
Bonnie's mistake. Yeah, that wasn't intended.
I feel like they definitely got inspiration for this from Danganronpa.
I could see that, maybe. Bonnie made a mistake during Trucy's escape trick. It could also just be a visual effect, because, like, they always have done this. It's just sort of a visual effect to show it off a little more.
Choices!
Her life choices. What mistake did Bonnie make? Her life choices. She made a fucking critical mistake.
I can't. Nothing. You know, come the fuck on.
No. I should never say a person's life choices are a mistake. I'm sure she could be a great magician someday if she works hard at it. Good luck, Bonnie. Anyway, getting back to the case. What was it that Bonnie did during Trucy's escape trick? Does it give us the chance again?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
okay.
positioning. This thing
like-
never. This part does not fuck you up. You can just guess a bunch
Yeah.
of wrong shit and get it right eventually.
Because this is meant to just show off, hey, Apollo's smart.
Way
Or
smarter than
whoever it
fucking
is.
Phoenix, right? That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Because Bonnie placed Mr. Hat to the right of the coffin instead of to the left, Trucy had to reappear on the side of the coffin opposite to the one of the show's script. But the culprit didn't know that when he first arrived at the theater, which means he was bound to make a slip-up when he tampered with the crime scene. Which part of the culprit's cover-up attempt was affected by Trucy's new position? Fingerprints on the coffin.
Yep. No.
No? Because his hands were backwards. I don't know, whatever.
No, that's a good
Beside
point.
Trucy's on it. Okay, I suppose so. I guess they meant like on the outside of the coffin on that one.
I was going with what you were saying.
I just said the fingerprints because, like, we know his hands were the wrong way in the coffin, which we haven't talked about yet.
It's blood in the coffin hole.
That's true, though, yeah. The blood was on the wrong side of the coffin, too. Thinking Trucy had appeared on the left, the culprit must have put blood in the left hole. But the blood would eventually be discovered in the right hole during police investigation. The killer had originally put the blood on the left side, that means he must have tampered with the scene again afterwards to make it line up with the facts. To make the crime scene consistent with the facts, the culprit must have swapped the coffin sides, I guess? Oh, that would explain why the handprints were backwards, actually.
Yep.
There you go.
Bonk.
That did come into it. I was just wrong step.
The culprit swapped the coffin sides.
That's right. The left and right panels of the coffin are interchangeable. The culprit must have switched the two panels to make the bloodstain fit the facts. But the switch might have also given rise to something unnatural. Oh, I remember now. There was something unnatural about the coffin, and that's just the evidence I need.
I love that face.
This is a fucking face. See, we were talking about
Return to
earlier how
monkey.
people have good angles and bad angles. That's a bad angle.
Yeah, I made him look like a giant gorilla.
Like, ooh,
Sorry,
ooh.
miss.
Oh no, that was my controller.
Big brain monkey. Hey, I mean, it turns out we're actually right. Anyway. Sorry, Mr. Renz, but I have some very conclusive proof of your guilt.
Sorry, Apollo, but my controller just disconnected, so I'm gonna have to reconfigure my buttons. Ah,
Yo, I like how it
Lord.
zooms the fuck in on the goddamn menu when you do that. In the share screen, it zooms in on, like, the fucking configure window.
Ah, shit. There we go. Alright. Alright, so press OK. Boop. Auto mapping failed. What do you mean it may not have a corresponding mapping? Why does this not work anymore? Oh, come on.
Well, you see, Citra updated. A feature you liked? Ha! Gone.
That's exactly what this shit is. It really got rid of my mapping, you scum fuckers. Why would
They
you
were
do
like-
this?
They're like, oh, you complain about us not having an update. Well, we'll give you an update, motherfucker.
Oh my lord. Fine, I'll
Dude, the
reset
game has
the
been
buttons
lagging more, too.
myself.
I swear the game is lagging more this time than last time, too. This update was bad.
Oh god, where's the X and Y in a fucking DS and 3DS? Is the Y up and X is down?
Let me look at my Switch. X is up.
X is
It's the
up.
same. Oh, yeah. X is up, Y is to the left. It should be the same
Okay.
as on a Switch. That makes sense. Yeah, X is up because X is the menu in like every DS game ever.
Mm-hmm. Up, down, left, right. Then we L, R, ZL, ZR, which I don't think I've ever used a fucking 3DS controller. Alright, there you go. There you go.
I've used every button on a fucking DS, but I played a lot of DS games.
Controller
I swear the
FU.
least common controller like button I've ever seen on a DS though is the Y button. Nobody uses it. It's weird.
Another bluff, is it? There's no way you have anything of that kind. My magic's real, no trick.
No, there are tricks and gimmicks to it, just like any other illusion.
What?
After the murder, you switched the left and right panels of the coffin, didn't you?
Yeah.
And because you did, you left behind something very unnatural for us to find. This proves that Roger Renton's tampered with the crime scene after the murder took place.
Just in case, I'll throw it in a safe. But is those weird, wacky fingerprint
Do we
digits-
actually have a, Oh, the fingerprint document should explain it.
Yep. Prints, and more prints.
The fingerprinting results.
What about the fingerprints is unnatural?
Let's take a look at the prints the victim left inside the coffin, shall we? If the victim was facing forward in the coffin, his prints should have looked like this. However, what we found was they were facing the opposite direction. It's quite unnatural for the prints to be facing this way, wouldn't you agree?
It is strange, isn't it? But how'd they get this way?
They got this way because the culprit thought the magic show had gone according to script. The culprit thought Mr. Hat would be on the left side of the coffin. And then Mrs. Wright would also pop up on the left of the coffin, as per the show's script. He then assumed she had thrust the sword into the hole on the left side of the coffin. That's why he put blood in the left hole when he was trying to cover up the crime. But sometime after leaving the bloodstain, the culprit must have realized his mistake. He found out that, due to Bonnie's mistake, Mr. Hat was to the right side of the coffin. By the way, thanks, Bonnie, for fucking up. It was pretty mission critical.
Oh my god, Bonnie's face there is amazing.
That despite the script, Miss Wright had thrust the sword into the hole on the right. In short, the hole with the blood in it was on the side opposite to the one that Trucy used.
Can you do us a favor? Can you make that Bonnie face blown up and make that an emote? Because that's a good one. Maybe you can find that online, possibly. I might go looking afterward. In fact, maybe I'll do it. Because that's, like, real shit quality, but if there was, like, a good
Also,
version of that'd be great.
Mia Armpit fans, by the way. Trucy Armpit.
Oh, absolutely. Fucking...
She's 17.
What on earth? Like, why is it always the 17-year-olds or, like, the 16-year-old girls? That's a fucking meme for.
To make the blood's location fit the facts, he had to tamper with the evidence yet again.
I guess technically Mia's of age in the next game.
Yeah.
Unlike the Mia in Phoenix Wright, which has always been of age.
Yeah. So he tried to cover his tracks by switching the coffin's left and right panels.
Oh, and that's how the fingerprints in the coffin ended up backwards. Because the culprit switched the two side panels around. The prints ended up facing the opposite direction. Huh. But instead of going to all that trouble with the panels, why didn't the culprit just wipe the blood away and redo it on the other side?
I'm afraid that wouldn't have worked, Your Honor. There's a little something called luminol testing.
Right. Luminol. I almost forgot. How? How did you almost forget? Luminol can detect trace amounts of blood, even if it's been wiped away, right?
That's right. Wiping the blood away would have only served as proof of his meddling. How about it, Mr. Rettens? I did a pretty good job of figuring out your trick, didn't I?
Bitch. Trucy Wright could have done just the same thing just as easily. You have no proof that it was the witness who tampered with the evidence.
Ah, but I do have proof.
What?
A person who was in the magic show would never have made the mistake of putting the blood on the wrong side. Least of all Miss Wright, who surely would have remembered she was on the other side.
Oh my, you're absolutely right. Ugh. Why, you impudent.
I'm sure you've realized by now, Prosecutor Sudmat, that your claim that Miss Wright is the culprit just doesn't hold up.
Fair. You and your accused can go to hell or something like that.
Really? Miss Wright and I?
You and the accused are most certainly bound for hell. Okay.
Because I think you're the one with a ticket there just for trying to convict an innocent girl.
That's not how it works. That's cheating.
Dude, he got punched in the face, too. Oof. Oof.
KO!
He got fucking bicycle kicked in the face by Liu Kang or some shit.
Prosecutor slacking! Are you alright?
As for the true culprit...
Bailiff! Bailiff, the
So
prosecutor fainted! Oh.
It's someone who knew how the show was supposed to go, but didn't actually see it. And someone who had the chance to tamper with the crime scene after the incident.
Neato.
And the only person who fits the bill is you, Roger Rettens.
I'm just gonna keep flicking this coin because that's all I've got left in this world. Gamore!
All the secrets to your tricks have been revealed. And with no tricks left, I'm afraid your show has been cancelled. Permanently.
That's a slightly better angle.
That's still not the best angle on it.
His
but
eyebrows
better
look
than
like
the other
twigs.
ones.
They look like Alicia's antlers.
Better than thick gorilla Apollo face.
All of my secrets have been revealed, you say? Humph. Don't make me laugh, boy. Mine is the true, real magic. There are no secrets to reveal. Behold, ladies and gentlemen, the true power of the great Mr. Ruse. Witness a magic far greater than the troop Kamares. Behold! Crumble! Fall to my furious flames. The great Mr. Ruse will bring an end to you all. And now for the final heir to the Grammari name, right here, right now, you too shall burn. Huh? No, this isn't right. No, I didn't do anything wrong. No, it's not my fault. I'm not the one to blame. I'm not the victim here. What? Stop! No! Curse you, Gamare! Thonk.
What the fuck just happened?
Why did we not get to see it? Where did the curtain come from?
Sorry, someone put up the blindfold on tabletop.
Curse those Gramares! It's all because of them. Even now, they wound me. Curse them all to the abyss.
I think it was very fitting that the only one that wasn't burned was the only one that's alive.
They really hate us that much.
Yeah.
Does your hatred run that deep? Deep enough to kill an innocent man?
You're damn right! You have no idea what humiliations I had to suffer! Your grandfather, Magnific Gramare, kicked me out after I got hurt practicing my magic. He said I was too unskilled, that I would mess up on stage. He threw me out of the troupe just because he was worried about his own reputation. Since I was but a child, it was always my dream to become a great magician. But that Magnifi, he took it all from me.
But that's no excuse. That's no reason to do something so evil. Magic is supposed to make people happy, not be used as a means for murder.
What's the big deal? I just used what I had available to me, that's all.
I get it now. That attitude towards magic is why my grandfather kicked you out.
You don't deserve to call yourself a magician!
Don't deserve. I don't know about that. After all, you were completely taken in by my magic, were you not? If not for that lawyer over there, you would be on your way to prison as we speak!
You're right. I didn't see through your tricks.
You see? So in the end, Troop Gamari was defeated by the great Mr. Ruse. You're not fit to lecture me from on high, Choosy Wright. You don't even deserve to call yourself a magician, you naive greenhorn! Take that, Gramari! You lose!
Anyone needs to learn to let it go and move on. It's this guy.
This court and my prison can both burn in the flames of my creation! Bailiff, take Mr. Rightness away! And bring a fire extinguisher just to be safe.
Okay, I finally got the bats. I think I can do this.
That's 2 bats, but it was like 8 rabbits. I mean,
Yeah, well, the bats took longer.
yeah, of course they did.
It looks like we've reached the end. Feels so I've been watching a grand magic show.
It was close, but we just barely made it through somehow. Huh? Why does Trissy look so down?
Miss Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm about to announce my verdict. Could I say that wonderful smile of yours, that smile of a true entertainer, as I do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, this court finds the defendant Trissy Wright guilty. Ha ha! Gotcha! How'd you like my trick? Ha ha! Fuck you. Not guilty.
Nailed it.
Confetti! We get confetti in this court.
Good.
Not the other one, no. The other one gets like butterflies or some shit.
Yeah, fuck the other court. I want my confetti, damn it. Oh, he doesn't do the black quill turn around. That's my favorite.
Black Quill Edge cunt.
The frame rates are now adjourned.
April 28th. District Court. Defendant lobby number 3. Thank you for everything, Polly. This fucking idiot did it. He pulled it off. Probably because the prosecution was also equally fucking stupid. Thank goodness for morons. Oh, Trusy. Grazie, Dio. Now you can open your show tomorrow, just as planned. Yep. It's all thanks to you two. Oh, but now that Mr. Ruse is gone, I need to find somebody to replace him.
Oh no. I don't like the way she's looking at me. Tracy, I'm so sorry about everything. Hey, what are you apologizing for? Roger Reddens used us. We're victims too. He even made me an accomplice to murder. But, Betty, you have to take some of the blame for this too, you know. Even if we didn't know he was planning to kill Mr. Mystery, we did cooperate with him. It's all my fault, isn't it?
Neither one of you is to blame. Also, why am I so fucking tall?
Who knew?
Only
She's
one
standing
in the
on a
wrong
box.
Is the person who used magic to commit murder, Roger Rettnes.
Don't you think I know that? Say what you want, but I don't think for a second that I don't still hate you.
I guess she really does hate me.
But, Betty, why? You used to be a huge fan of Trucy's. Hey, shut up! I've always hated her! Really? But if we hadn't seen Trucy's magic show, we never would have tried to become professional magicians ourselves, right? Speak for yourself. But, Betty, you still have... I missed that one. Gah, just shut up!
Not that button.
Another one.
Not that button.
Another one.
Not that one.
It's just the button next to the save icon.
Is there, like, not a quick button for this? Huh.
How hard is it to fucking touch the touchscreen
There
every
we
now
go.
and then?
I just want to figure out what it is.
We never would have tried to become professional.
You still have the autograph from that day.
Sorry. You still have the autograph from that day. Yeah, that's the one. Yep. Was she acting that way this whole time because she was secretly loves Trucy?
Uh-oh.
Wow,
Don't
Trucy.
say those words around Emily.
I never knew that
Oh,
being the best
secretly
could be
loves?
so tough. Oh, dude! Not only do we have some lesbian fanfic here, Ross. There's 3 of them. 3 of them.
Oh, I'm sure it exists.
Yeah, I'm sure. Come on, Bonnie, we're leaving. We have to get ready for tomorrow's show. You're really excited about performing with Trucy again, aren't you? That's not true. So zip it, dummy.
Polly, you think I really am a naive greenhorn?
Huh? No way. She's not.
After all, you were completely taken in by my magic, were you not? Please don't make me do all that again. I hurt my throat.
Well, you don't have to do it in that voice. By the way, that voice, I'll give you some credit. You did pretty good there.
That's my Malcolm voice, kind of. That's what I've been doing for Retina. Well, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho. I'm Santa Claus.
And a bottle of rum. Oh,
You can't say the words ho 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 without making the worst joke.
yeah. Percy, don't tell me you're taking what Renton said to heart.
Well, maybe a little. I didn't see through his tricks and I let myself be taken in by his magic. I can't trust myself anymore. Maybe he was right to call me a greenhorn.
You shouldn't take stock in his words. He doesn't even know the first thing about you.
Huh?
You're a wonderful Grimari magician. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you, Apollo. But what makes you say that?
I know you're a wonderful Grimari magician because of this, my warrior's badge!
Fuck you. Because you remembered to fill the fire bucket. I'm pretty sure it's the book, but let me just take a real quick look through here.
Yeah.
It was this note you signed.
It was this stupid note!
You're a wonderful magician, because actually you really did commit it. And I have your signature right here, you dirty killer. Good lord.
I mean, that's vaguely something to speak of. The fact
She had
that
to
she
push
went out of
that.
her way to move that up. You know?
I mean, there's that. Is there anything special in here?
That's also, if she keeps a smile on her face, then that's also a true entertainer always keeps a smile
Yeah,
on
sure,
her
let's
face.
do that.
That's probably it. But
My grandfather's notebook.
the Grimari Creed. A true entertainer always keeps a smile on their face. When you perform your magic trick on court today, you show the world your dedication to your troop's creed. Even through all the jeering, you kept a smile on your face and won the crowd over. You are everything Magnifi could have hoped for in an heir. You're a great magician, Trucy.
A great magician. Me?
You really are. That's why.
I'll perform the show for you.
You don't have to worry about what Renton said.
Oh, Polly, thank you. Still, I couldn't have done it without you. I would have lost my nerve if I'd been up there all alone. I was able to keep on smiling because of you.
You know, I just realized that Renton's is a pun on ratings. This whole time I was like, what the fuck is Renton's?
I thought it was your retina.
It could be that too, I suppose.
Because he's like, he's always
But I
keeping
don't
his
really-
eye on. Yeah, I guess Mr.
I think it's
Retinas.
supposed to be ratings, but I don't. Still.
I could see that. But he's already the ratings Raja, so another pun on ratings? 2 puns?
Maybe? I don't know if I can know. I did think it could be Retina, but then I was like, well, what about him as really Retina?
Who
He
knows?
keeps his eye on stuff, I guess. I
I
don't know.
remember what you said to me in the detention center.
Imagine your name being Manov Mystery.
Manov Mystery. Hey, that's a fucking cool name.
Imagine
though.
your name being fucking Naruto Sand Machine.
Yo, imagine.
Dude, I wish.
Imagine a real, actual kid fucking named Southwest. Fucking Kanye West dumbass, anyway. After all, you're sure you swapped the swords, right?
Yeah, I remember doing it.
I just know it wasn't your fault, Trucy.
But how can you say that? You know, I mean, prove it wasn't me. I mean, I know you're a great lawyer, Polly, but...
I believe in you, Trucy. And I believe in your skills as a professional magician. So I'm gonna prove your innocence. Don't worry. You're gonna be fine.
Your words are what kept me going. Apollo, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now I can be everything I was meant to be.
And now I can also bother the shit out of you with a magic trick. Or 15. Let's go.
Brucey's real smile is the best. I'm so glad I could help make that happen.
Oh, yeah, that was you.
No,
Yeah, you get to voice somebody.
Yo, Emma? I'm really sorry, Trucy, for everything.
But why?
Well,
Not the sad snack-coo eating face.
well, she's not eating it yet. Soon.
No,
though.
she's munching.
Oh, she is a little. You're right. Well, I was able to convince Prosecutor Sandmachine what a good person you are. I had to testify against you too.
You have nothing to apologize for. You were just doing your job.
You're too kind.
Oh, I don't know about... Huh? Is something wrong, Emma?
Oh,
God, he looks fucking stupid.
Prosecutor Sandmachine, what are you doing here? That just felt very Scooby-Doo-ish, right there.
Detective Sky,
Yes?
I require your forensic expertise in order to close this case. Come, let us go.
Wait, Prosecutor Sandmachine.
The trial is over, Mr. Justice. You and I are strangers once more, with no further need to interact.
Strangers? Have you really forgotten all about me?
Yes, I hit my fucking head on the concrete. It really hurt, and also, what happened?
I've forgotten all
What?
about you, because I have the memory of a goldfish. To nobody's surprise. You really changed, Naruto. Telling me to let it go and stuff. What happened to you?
What? Don't tell me! Here's my third backstory. I knew him from fucking elementary school.
That's right. That's right, here he is.
God damn it. Please stop it with Apollo's backstory.
Apollo, the man of a million backstories. Man of a million faces over here.
That's the true... He's the true magician over here. I mean, he kind of
Yeah.
fucking is. Let's be honest.
O lawyer of impure soul, I have nothing to say to the likes of you. How dare you save a woman from being falsely accused, you piece of shit.
It's like, what?
Are you serious, Naruto?
Now, if you'll excuse me.
What a
No,
prick.
I won't, you dicklord. What the fuck? There he goes.
Off to be an edgy cunt again. Somehow, like, they have to make them more and more edgy with each game. You
There
went
he
from a guy
goes.
wearing a Gordy mask
Mm.
to... Well, I guess Clavier wasn't that edgy.
Connor was just like a funny guy.
Yeah. I love Blackwell, though. He's the fun kind of edge. How do you know Prosecutor Sandmachine?
We go way back.
Just say we're old acquaintances. You know, from my 8th backstory.
Here we go again. Oh, that Apollo.
Oh, that Apollo.
He knows
Every
everyone in
week.
town. He's been handing out them S-Class commanders.
There it is. He's the one. It all ties together.
Acquaintances. It seems like something more than that. Don't act like this hasn't been the case with every fucking prosecutor at this point. I'm surprised you didn't know who Blackwell
well-
was.
Oh, me and Blackwell, we go way back.
You don't like to talk about your... What do you mean he doesn't like to talk about his past?
He's talking about. He doesn't. It's all he talks about.
He actually doesn't. He doesn't talk
No,
about
I
his
know.
past. We have to keep fishing this shit out of him, though.
Yeah, it's true.
Because you always change your past.
You always change it to something else.
That joke would
I-
make a lot more sense if I played through Dual Destinies before watching this episode.
I guess I'll have to talk about it someday. But for now,
For now.
Come on, let's forget about the past and celebrate Trucy's future.
Sure, if you say so.
You know who the real man of mystery is? Fucking Apollo. Yeesh.
Hey, it's Mr. Wright.
Mr.
Put him on speakerphone, Apollo.
What's up, Mr. Wright?
Apollo, how's Trucy? What happened at the trial? Did you get a not guilty verdict?
How's Charlie? Mr. Wright, slow down. Everything's fine.
Hi, Daddy. I'm okay now. She was found not guilty in a very dramatic turnabout. Plus, we saved the office. Hello, it's me, Mr. Bailiff. Turn off your fucking phone, or if not, at least don't put it on speaker. It was a very great victory for Apollo. Okay, just ignore me. Whew, that's a load off my mind. I can't thank you enough, Apollo. Now I know I can trust you to hold down the fort anytime.
Anytime. I mean, it was a one-time thing there. Yeesh.
I mean, you gave it to me for one fucking day and I almost lost the whole office, but thanks for your blind faith.
I guess. I don't know. Me? Really?
Yes, you. You're a real full-fledged lawyer now in my eyes.
A full-fledged lawyer? I still can't wrap my mind around it.
I'll even let you date my daughter. Except don't, because obviously there was a pretty big reason why you shouldn't. Thank goodness you were there just to take care of everything. And thank you, Apollo.
No need to go that far, boss. Especially not in front of everyone.
Oh, and by the way, I won't be able to make it to tomorrow's show, so I was, hoping you could go. You'll do that for me, won't you? Oh, I think I'll be a part of it, actually, as a matter of fact.
Of course, I wouldn't miss it for the world. I don't think there was any hope of Apollo avoiding the show. Full-fledged.
Dude, I wish people in real life had that amount of confidence to end off their phone calls mid-sentence. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Boop! No goodbye? Okay, Phoenix, I see how it is.
Dude, Phoenix is busy. He called from, like, a recess in his fucking stupid trial right now.
Dude, you don't even know. Fucking Maya is charged with killing every single person in town. Every one of them. It was a miracle. They don't know how she did it. But it's Maya, so it's believable.
Yeah, it had to be Maya. A fucking nuke dropped, and they're like, it must have been Maya.
So Daddy asked you to come to tomorrow's show, huh? That's my assistant, right?
No, he just asked me to go cheer you on.
Okay, then I'll be sure to save you the best seat in the house, Polly, on stage.
Right next to me. The best seat in the house. I really appreciate the thought, but...
Good, then it's settled.
Hmm?
Yeah, here you go. Does Apollo also get to wear a bunny costume? Or do I get to be stabbed with a sword?
I have a suspicion. I think I've seen the image before for this. I should have known. Yep. But this is what she meant!
Magical girl Trucy Wright will now perform her greatest illusion yet. There are no tricks or gimmicks here, ladies and gentlemen. This is real murder.
Oh, wait a minute, you're kidding, right? There is a trick or gimmick, right? I'm too young to die.
Now then, Mr. Hat, you know what to do with that sword.
No, wait, stop. No!
And that's how Trucy and Grimariland ends on a rousing high note of murder. Thanks for watching. With a big round of applause and Polly's ear-splitting screams.
What kind of an ending is that?
Naruto Sand Machine's an idiot.
New episode. The Right of Turnabout.
Alright, I need to see the beginning of this, because I have to imagine we're finally going to get to see fucking Maya. Please?
Who knows?
Wakey wakey 201. Got some more questions.
Come on, Maya, get up.
Sound the alarm! Prisoner 201 escaped!
Maya was already in prison.
Streets. Things will be on the up and up for us.
Keep your voice down. You want that rebel hunter to find us or
Ah,
something?
Maya the Rebel Hunter.
Come on. We're small
There she is.
compared to- Huh?
Jesus fucking Christ, Maya, you've gotten strong.
Who the fuck is that? One of Edelgard's fucking, like, weird mech creatures? Oh, yeah. Well, ain't no Maya there. Well, you know, probably. They'll blame her, but...
Welcome back to Temple. Alright. When we come back next time, that'll be on the Chopping Block. That's a good spot to end it. So, in conclusion, Trial 2 was fun. A lot of stupidity.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Not to say Machine started to get a little bit more intelligent towards the end there, but also he's a big fucking cunt, and also he's a part of Apollo's backstory, so now it all makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you know, any seriousness that this character had instantly got thrown out the window when it's Apollo's fucking third
You've
backstory.
changed a lot. What are you talking about? I'm just the guy who bought you a hot dog.
You wouldn't remember, would you? Why have you changed so much?
I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
You're Greg from third period AP history.
In high school? Yeah, that was me.
And you murdered her.
How'd you know?
Alright. This game is a silly billy.
When we come back later, we're gonna go through Trial 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder if we did less banter, so Emily would be less annoyed.
I think we did less banter.
Still did a healthy amount, especially towards the fucking end when we fucking part of Apollo's backstory.
Yeah, but we didn't, like, you know, like, we made fun of Naruto a bit less, so that helps.
Yeah.
We still went off on tangents. That was inevitable. That's because this is a very like M maybe expects this LP to be us taking this game, you know, to a degree seriously. This is just a pretty slow-paced, chill game to shoot the shit while playing.
Consistently, that is what it has been with every single LP I've ever seen in Phoenix Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, we also need to take like breaks from doing character voices, especially when I have to fucking break my throat over retinas and shit like that. In conclusion, we'll be back to Phoenix Land and actually back to the main part of the game. It's been forever, so I forgot that there was a new mechanic that we used exactly once.
We're gonna... I mean, we're probably gonna get to fucking, you know, read the future again. So, you know.
That'll be fun.
Oh, read the past, rather. Whatever the fuck it was.
Hopefully
maybe
Maya
she's...
exists. That'd also be cool.
Maya probably exists by now.
She's on the freaking front cover of the game, so...
Yo, Maya never shows up. That's the secret.
She's actually DLC, like Larry Butts.
Well, I know that Larry Butts is DLC to this game, but...
Is this, This is new territory for you. You've never seen this before, have you?
I have... maybe seen the beginning of this trial, but I don't remember fuck all. The only reason I think I might remember this trial is because I swear to God, Phoenix Wright was up against Sand Machine.
That would be fucking hilarious if he...
So if he is, then you'd be voicing Phoenix, and I'd now be voicing Sand Machine. And he just swaps.
Yeah, it's his brother, Sasuke, Sasuke, I don't know what the... Sasuke Salt...
Crusher, I don't know.
Sasuke Salt Crusher. Alright, that's his new name, Sasuke Salt Crusher.
We're gonna need to remember that.
We're not gonna remember that.
No way do we remember that. I swear I remember him being the fucking prosecutor for Phoenix. Though,
If he's over here, then his name suddenly becomes Sasuke Salt Crusher.
That is the only reason why I think I remember this trial, if only because of that. But that
is really dumb, to be fair. We'll find out.
Because I think that I remember that and going, how the fuck did he get here? It's been a day.
But then he also warps back for trial 4?
Presumably.
All right. We'll
Whatever,
find out.
we'll figure it out.
Maybe
Maybe
that's
it's
the
not.
only
Maybe I'm
trial
crazy.
that Apollo does.
I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't fucking know.
I have to imagine trial 4 will be Athena.
It could be It also depends on how many trials in this game. The last trial, whatever trial that is Phoenix against the fucking Uprising. But
Yeah, but we don't know if that's going to mean it's going to be a different prosecutor. The only time we've had like a different prosecutor in that case has been the first game with Von Karma, and like the third game with okay, I guess the one game with Edgeworth, a couple times with Edgeworth. I guess that's true. It's been Edgeworth a lot of times. Okay,
yeah,
fair enough. Never
Edgeworth
mind.
sneaks his way in. I don't know. I guess we'll see, but like, yeah. If we go back, I could see Athena being the main lawyer for that one.
Yeah.
But if for some reason this game is only 4 trials, then it can't go back because
I get the feeling that DLC would just have to have Phoenix leading, because if it's Larry Butts,
yeah, there's no way that anybody but Phoenix would do it for Larry Butts, and it is Larry Butts. Well, I don't think he's the defendant, but he's part of the trial, so it has to be Phoenix.
yes. Poor bastard. All right, we're done here. Bye-bye, everyone. Say bye, Zuper.
Ooh.